Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Crapo, and I'm going to do our reading on Lionel Messi today. Hopefully my microphone works. All right, my dog might be a little bit talkative during the reading, but we'll see. Okay, so I'll just tune into his energy. It's really like, I don't know if it's because he's like still doing the World Cup right now, but I just feel that energy of like running and just like being super busy and stuff like that. It's really like in the moment. Okay. I feel like he makes a point of getting along with the opposing team. At least, even if he's not saying it, like he's trying to vibe well with the opposing team. Sorry, I'll turn that off. I feel like a really positive connection, like with the feminine energy. And it might just be like, it could be in part his wife or like other women that wish him well or like our fans and stuff and just start sending him good energy and like support, just mentally, and interviewers, and there just seems to be a lot of like positivity that he sent, by women, and not in like a weird way, just a really good feeling, like a supportive, warm feeling that like welcoming, but not like you're not having to engage with them, but it's like very positive, supportive feeling. Oh, my dog's gonna bark. Okay. Honey, come here. Come here. I might have to pause to put him in his cage. Okay, just 1 second. Here, buddy. Okay. I feel like I guess there's always 5 players, right? I feel like he's really concentrated on. Okay, wait, so hang on. Come here, buddy. Come on. It's interesting about doing readings on professional athletes is I find their focus is so sharp and exclusive to like just what's going on in the game. Like it's like there's no audience, there's nothing. It feels like there's nothing outside of the 5 of them maneuvering. Like it's just like zero other information entering his mind, like when he's playing, it feels like. I feel like he worries like a father would, like he worries about his kids, especially like a son. It like I don't know if he's not around his son as much or like why he would be worrying about him. But anyhow, I feel that. Like he has a very critical mind, and he might not voice all of his critical thoughts of things, but certainly he has like very, like if if he had 100% permission to critique people, he would have some very like exact and kind of it might be challenging for people to hear, like, how much he wants them to improve or, like, you know, maybe because he's, like, a better player than most, he's sort of wanting everybody to rise to his ability level, and so he might just wish that, everyone was, had similar capabilities. So I just feel like I'm not like a football fan, so I don't he might actually say stuff to people during the game, I don't know. But I just feel like whether he actually says it out loud or not, like he has some very like serious commentary or like advice, in the moment that might come off like not harsh in a bad way, but just like surprising or um like a challenge for someone to like fulfill that. So it might be more than they can take or something like that. But it's hard to describe it. Like like his vibe is kind of like warrior. Like if you're in the war, it's like do this, like it's very like it feels like a really kind of almost life or death, like high pressure thing where you just have like a fleeting second to like say something important. Sorry if you hear my dog eating. Like I said, I never know what the microphone's gonna pick up the loudest. It could be that. Anyhow, at least he's not barking. Okay, Lionel Messi. It's like ASMR. I'll try to throw the food further away. There you go. Yeah, so it's not like I don't get the feeling like maybe after the game he would be more cuddly and like soft or something, but like I just feel like during the game it's really like, in beast mode and like his directions. I don't know if he's team captain or something, but like he's telling people stuff like, you know, be critiquing them strongly. Okay. So okay. I feel like he wants to win like 3 there's 2 awards that are the same and then 1 that's different, and they feel tiny, like their energy, uh, frequency is low, so I don't know if he has, like he really has to compete to get these, they're not, like, for sure, but they're things that he wants, it's like he's penciled in, like, "I want these 3 awards," and 2 of them are the same. The other one seems bigger, so, I mean, maybe the bigger one might be the World Cup, and, like, the other 2 might be I don't know if they're Ballon d'Or or something. Um, Smaller awards than the World Cup. I feel like he really likes boating, so if his mind I feel like his focus is really exact. I'm not gonna say tunnel vision, but it's, like, very closed and focused to a degree that most people aren't this focused. And then let's say he has a random thought, it might be, like, something relaxing, like boating, something that makes him feel good and calm. I kinda hear his wife talking, I don't know if it's about a home renovation, I don't know if they're, like, making some kind of adjustment to their living space, but it's, like, sort of like there's a narrow space where that discussion can happen, and I feel like he's really man of the house and he doesn't really want, like, a lot of extra concerns other than staying fit, playing his games, just, like, keeping his head in the zone. So if you were someone who just, like, was really chatty about just random stuff, he probably wouldn't wanna hang out with you. He's not like okay, let me just, like, think of this. I don't wanna say the right thing. It feels like he, like, really vibes with, like, 3 or 4 people, and then other people are just kind of on the other side of this border. It's interesting because, like, to be really, like, the top or among the top, however people wanna choose. Like, I know a lot of people say Messi's their favorite player, or they consider him to be the best, but it seems like his mental space in order to achieve this is so, like I've said a million times now, like, so focused on just that exclusively. It's almost you know, like, you know how some people might have other very varied interests and stuff? Like, it's really like his strength and maybe I don't know if it's a weakness, but, like, is that his mind is exclusively on, like, this purpose. Like, I'm picking up, like, he really doesn't like running in the mud. Like, I imagine that a lot of soccer pitches or sorry, football are, not, like, natural grass. I don't know what the situation is in stadiums, maybe it's, like, the AstroTurf stuff. Anyhow, I just I just get this image of him really not liking it when it's, like, really raining and muddy, and, like, if there's, let's say, puddles, because sometimes if it's natural grass, the surface is uneven, and you might, like, hit a puddle. Like, I don't think he likes that. Hold on a second. I don't know if he has, like, a daughter too, or, like, whether it's a daughter or a niece or anyway, it's, like, a younger female child that he has a sort of parenting role. Um, okay, come on. I'm just sorry for the distraction. Okay. I think he appreciates the feminine, support and attention he gets, and not in a weird way, but, like, just, like, it's appreciated, like, it's, it's feminine energy, like, that, it's, pleasant to be around, and when it's nurturing and, uh, like, chaleureux, like, like, welcoming, it's, like, a wonderful feeling. So, and then similarly, like if he has a daughter or if he's like an uncle of a young girl, like he's really like wanting that child to like enjoy being a woman, like female, like, and generating that like wonderful softness and like energy that like women have. Like if he has, if he has, I don't know if he has, uh, I don't know. It's just like, children are adorable and sweet, and if there's like a younger child that's a girl around him in his life at all, uh, it's still that like that sweet kind of angel like energy that's nice to be around. Okay. Also, if he has like just young boys, then like they would have friends over or like stuff like that. Like their or other players would have kids or stuff like that. It's just it's nice that he appreciates. Just one second. Sorry, normally I put him in the cage, but I thought he was going to be quiet. All right, so while he has this sort of serious, somewhat closed, he's not always like reaching out, trying to like meet everybody. He has this somewhat serious but friendly to the people he's really close to kind of bubble. And then in that bubble, it's like the things he likes about life, like, and the things he appreciates. And like I said, he has an appreciation for the feminine, just because it's like a nice, welcoming, different energy than this kind of warrior vibe that he has going on. So you could say that kind of balances his world out. So it's not always aggressive. Like it's nice for him just to retreat into feeling supported rather than having to win at all costs. I feel like he doesn't like a lot of change. Like, so he's not always like looking to leave his team or, he's just like, you deal with those details. Like, I'll focus on this. So he's not like I said before, he's not outreaching into like a variety of interests. Like I wouldn't, like some people might take more interest in how they're being managed or like issues of contract law or like, it's really just like, that's your job. You deal with it. I do what I do. And just like hire good people and his energy of like seriousness kind of silently tells people like don't F it up. Okay. Yeah, it's just like I don't know, like I guess I'm getting this feeling of like the pleasure of life, like wonderful times with his wife, and just like having these like other ex- pleasant experiences outside of his work, outside of the stadium, that just feel like soft, like comforting and like luxurious and sorry, I don't know. I think my neighbor's sewing. I'm trying to figure out what that sound is. Okay. It's like it's too soft to be a jackhammer, but it could be like an electric sewing machine. I don't know. Okay. Lionel Messi. I mean, I see him giving interviews. I get to sort of glow of like the television, and there's like 4 different interviews um, or he's being like asked to be an expert, or these are maybe happening right now. He understands the seriousness of how well he has to communicate when he's giving these interviews. So he must be very clear and calm when he's giving a comment. I feel okay. I feel like there's a contrast between people's expectations of him and how he feels internally. Like his thoughts on himself and his skills might be lower than what other people consider him to be. And maybe it's because he's always striving to be better. But it's interesting to see that he just feels like, if my impression is, he feels kind of just like a regular guy thrust into this, challenge, and other people are just being blown away by his like inspired choices and stuff, and his ability to just like crush it, like get through it to the other side. So because he feels like he's not good enough, that's why he fights so hard. So he's probably, because I'm not like a football fan, I don't listen to a lot of interviews. Like, I don't know what he says, but like my impression is he's not bragging because he feels like he needs to work harder because he feels like he's below where he wants to be. So he's always like fighting to make up for his drawbacks, whether it's like not being as fast or strong or something like that. And it doesn't surprise him if like another player gets the limelight instead of him during a game, because he expects this, because he feels like he's kind of having to work hard to keep up with everyone. I hope that noise isn't too loud for you guys. Okay, Lionel Messi. It's a good challenge for me to stay focused with the distractions. I feel like there's some interviewers, perhaps like American ones, that are more irritating. I can understand that. We just like have less interesting questions, or just the vibe is too aggressive or it's too sensational. It's like uncool. Like I get that. Like outside of the US, like everyone's a bit more less, less crazy. So yeah, so you might see him kind of like roll his eyes or hesitate to answer the question, but then he'll do it. But like certain networks have personalities, like Fox has a certain personality that's like a bit much, or stuff like that, like CNN or whatever. I don't know. Okay. I was trying to look at like other aspects than just the game, but like it's cool that he is so focused on his job. Like Dr. Disco, shh, 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 shh. Hey, do you want this? Here, look. Okay. And I feel like there's like one or two other kind of vacation properties he might have, or he likes to go back to if he doesn't own them outright. He might own them outright. Like, so I feel like there's the house, and then there's these two other places he likes to visit that are either like very high end, kind of there's not a lot of people in the place, like if it's like a hotel or like a destination, but it could be that he owns like, how some people own like condos or like smaller house vacation homes and stuff like that. I feel like I'm sensing like at least two other houses that are smaller. Um, as I'm kind of projecting into the future, I'm sort of seeing that like he has be visiting these other places. I feel like he and his wife are, close friends, but they're very different people. And they have kind of like, you could say they're interdependent because they're not totally enmeshed. Like she has the things she likes to do, and they think totally differently. She has like different hobbies than him, it feels like. And just one sec. So it's kind of cool and healthy that they have like, they're a couple, but they have like different interests, and there you go. And there's enough like separation between what they enjoy doing that like they're not always up in each other's grill. Like they can have some me time that is like here's my dog barking. I know you're mad. And so it's like you can have some privacy within the relationship. Like you can both be in the house, but like you're not hovering. And this is like a degree of trust and just like not making waves on purpose, like keeping things stable. But at the same time being very different. So it's not like always calm because like I don't know if his wife has like louder um hobbies. I don't know if she likes to sing or like her, like it's not like totally silent. It feels like active and boisterous somewhat, or I don't know, like I don't know if she has a lot of friends over and like she likes to be social, and that would generate some noise, and like whereas he might do things that are like quieter, more serious, or like working out, or I don't know. They just have a different style of life, but they're together, kind of thing. Okay. It's kind of like what he wants to achieve with his life is very simple. It's like these two broad like brush strokes. It's like I did this and I did this, so it's like I was as good as I could be at football, and I made a family. Like he doesn't have a long bucket list of like, he doesn't want to be like a like a person of a million interests, and jack of all trades. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. Okay. Okay, Lionel Messi. I don't know if he's put out like a autobiography or something, but if he did, it would be on the shorter side, and um, he would be brief in his descriptions. Like someone else would have to help him, like flesh it out, like create some kind of like help with like edit it, and or like help write it or something like that. Or just something about him talking about his life that feels, from his perspective, kind of like a brief story, you know. But like people have an insatiable interest in like what he's thinking and how he, you know, how do you do this, and like to him, it's very simple. Okay. Yeah, it's almost like instead of having to answer the same questions over and over, it's like, well, didn't I answer that last week? Or, you know, like he's not saying that, but like the information has been given already, you know, like in a prior interview. But because he's well liked, and um, people are fascinated with him, they want to keep asking him. I don't know if there's something about his neighbors. Where does he play? Oh yeah, I actually saw fairly recently a game in Paris, and he was playing, so I know. But like, but it's funny. I'm used to seeing hockey because I live in Canada, in Montreal. We have the Habs, and when you go see hockey, it's really raked, and there's a giant jumbotron, so you can like easily see and identify all the players, and at the same time, you have close-ups. And I was surprised with football. It's just like white, like dots of people running around, and you really have to have an eagle eye, like or binoculars, to know what's going on. Um, it was almost like watching tennis for me because it was so much more calm, and you know, like a football can be a very elegant game. It's, you know, anyway, so it's like very different than hockey. So anyway, I feel like Messi, like he has his maybe a place in town, or like wherever he has like a largish kind of home or apartment or something. He has some neighbors uh, on the left side that are like, um, I'm not gonna say they're not giving him trouble, but they're just like, I don't know if they're loud or they're like too friendly, or there's something about maybe he lives near like a loud intersection on that side. There's something about that, like something to the left of his house that is like, why? Like, I don't know. Like because everybody wants to talk to him. His privacy is precious. So there might be a lot of instances of like having to be more social than is comfortable sometimes because he's like world famous. So I feel like there's a bit of people, you know, it's like different than just meeting someone and being like, hey, how's it going? You know, but if someone really is fascinated by you or really wants to get to know you better or be really in your life, they'll kind of give you more intense look. That's like really high energy, like, you know, it's a bit starstruck, and it's a bit intense. Like maybe he's grown accustomed to it, but it's still like a lot, you know. So he, I feel like maybe that's why he has like his like elegant kind of man cave, even if his man cave's like on the second floor or first floor, like it's not in the basement. uh, like a elegant oasis from the world. But I feel like his wife has a more busy, involved social life than him, and he might take part in some things or, like, make an appearance and then go, but, like I said, they have a different vibe with, like, how they spend their time. Okay, let's see. I think rather than giving, like, a lot of in-person appearances or, like, if he were to, like, talk about his life or trying to teach people workshops and stuff, I think like a bean chihuahua. He would rather make like a really professionally made video that's really clean and exactly what he wants to communicate. Because like if you're talking to some like press person in the studio and they're interviewing you and it can be kind of random the stuff that they say or prying about your personal life and it's just like no thank you. So I feel like he doesn't mind communicating some things that matter, things about like football that matter. Like he's okay with doing that, like kind of on his terms, or if he can have a say in like what they're going to talk about and how, like that's better. Okay. All right. I'm so mad. All right, so I'll just try to think of a couple more things. I mean, I do feel him, I don't know if it's because he's like, I don't know if he's playing a game right now or if they won a game right now. Like, I have no idea. But I'm feeling that like touching the World Cup kind of feeling. And I don't know if that means like his friend let him hold it from the other team. But anyway, take that as how you want. I don't want to. I don't want to get into like who won the World Cup right now. I'm just trying to do a reading on Lionel Messi more, but I do feel like he's a little bit okay. All right, but it could be just his desire to hold it. But anyway, like there's that vibe exists. So okay, well, let's see. Yeah, so people aren't perfect. The media is not perfect. Like there's definitely room for improvement in how people conduct interviews and how they interact with the football stars, like whether they're interrupting them in their like change room or like when they're trying to like get their minds together before the game, or there's a lot of interruptions that are make things like less peaceful. So it'd be cool if the media could like structure things to really maximize the concentration and the happiness of the players. That if that can change, I feel like that would be very good. There could be some rights that the players have in terms of access to them, and if they can outline like when it's so they know it's necessary, but it's like when is it okay? Because I feel like there's a lot of like sudden interruptions, and it's not always best, and it can create like unnecessary stress, or I wouldn't say like PTSD or something, but it's just like a shocking interruption sometimes, and like why? Just like schedule it better. I feel like the media like needs to learn how to respect the players more. I feel like there's this like tower, like a building or a tower or something like that. I don't know if there's already a monument for him, whether it's in his hometown or like something. There's like some like tall tower that's sort of gray, light grayish. I don't know if it's made out of marble or granite or anyhow. I'm picking up this relating to Messi. Whether it's an actual building, like I know like in like let's say Manhattan, there's that really super skinny condo that like just looks terrifying. It's really tall, and it's in on the downtown side of Central Park, and I would not want to be in there. I have a fear of heights, so definitely not. But anyhow, it's either a thin building like that or it's like some sort of monument that's tall and thin. Okay, I just want to get into some happy feelings. It's an interesting, like, I've never experienced this vibe, like a personality vibe before. Okay. I feel like the way he thinks, it's like these moments. It's like giving your all in a moment, like being with a friend, like enjoying that moment. Like it's like these strong moment memories. These on purpose making good or making strong, you know. And then there might be these moments of pause or retreat or just like silence in between where he's really like calm and he's able to like reserve his energy completely. Say what you want about like I know there's I don't know everything about football like I said, but like I feel like privately like or like personally, not privately, that makes it sound weird, but like I feel like he wouldn't mind having Cristiano Ronaldo as a teammate. Like he's kind of curious how that would go. So if Paris wants to take Cristiano after all, that might be cool. I don't know, I just get that feeling. Because I guess they've always been opponents, but it's like, what if they were working together? Like that might be cool. Yeah. That's nice. I don't know if you'd ever share that with anyone, but I feel like that. I feel that anyway. Yeah, and just like he strives to have like elegant, peaceful life, punctuated with wonderful, warm moments. Is like a big feeling I get. But you know, like you could say, oh, everybody wants that, but he's able to like have this focused energy where it really happens and like there's no like screwing it up. Like people aren't gonna mess that up for him. Like like this is how it will go, you know. Because other people might get caught up in other people rocking the boat or like busting in on something, and this is like nope, like it's very solid. Okay. All right, so I was thinking one more thing. Um, I feel like in his mind, his achievements are, like, less than what he wanted, like, in terms of all the awards he wanted or, um like I said before, he feels like he's not reaching his not his potential, but, like, he just feels like he wish he could do more. There's this, like, sense of being held back from really, like, um, being the absolute best he can, so, um, this feeling of limitation, but in other people's eyes, he's, like, fantastic, like, so but it might be that, like I don't know when he plans on retiring or anything, but, like, as life goes on, new players are gonna benefit from, like, watching watching how he plays and, like, the game will keep improving and upgrading. So, while he's, like, the top or, among the top now, like, other players will blow people's minds too in the future, and it's just like there will be many good players as there have been in the past, like, and he's one of them. So he's not, like, the only guy, like, and, I feel like there's at least 2, maybe 3 players, definitely 2 who are, like, amazing right now. So I just feel like he would like to just simply enjoy his career, like, have things just feel, like, simple, like, celebrations and not trying to, like, have the press try to get in too deep with, like, weird questions and stuff like that. Just, like, keep it elegant, keep it respectful, and, um like, while his wife feels kinda, like, fun and, like, a good, like, kinda girlfriend, kinda fun person to be around and stuff, he has a more, reserved elegance, and they make a good, team because 'cause they're, opposites attract or whatever, but, he's the driving force with the elegance, and she's more, like, socially oriented, I feel like. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap it up. And I feel too like he doesn't wanna railroad his son into, playing football. Like, his son might be good at it, but his son might also be really good at business or, like, I don't know if playing football means he's excluded from attending, like, a top university or, like I feel like Messi, like, wants his son to have, like, the best possible university education too. He doesn't wanna, like, have him only play football. So there's this push and pull, like, thought process around that. Because he might have felt like just how I feel like his world is not, like, small because he's a world traveler and he knows everybody, whatever, but, like, what he knows well is, like, football. So he might wish for his children to have, like, um, broader skills and expertise and, um, options, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up there because I feel like it's so a long reading, but I enjoyed a lot connecting with this energy. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you guys have recommendations on celebrities you're interested in, you can send me an email. I have that in the comment box. Have a great day. Bye.